Hi everybody, welcome back to the All Things Good channel and to another video. It's Polly here, lovely to see you. Thank you for joining me. Well, I have indeed set myself a bit of a mission this week, but it was a nice one. I've actually put aside one day this week when I haven't been in work and I haven't actually been caring for Mom. I've had a day to myself and I've started some Christmas shopping, a few little nice bits and pieces. I've also done a bit of cooking in this video and I've also had a few nice new deliveries this week as well. So let's get into this week's video. Hope you enjoy it. Good morning everybody. Right, so today I am shopping solo, which is rare for me because, as you know, normally on my days off from the office I'm Mum's official carer and I normally take her out and about because she still loves to get out and about, and she's very, very good for 92, so she loves shopping and looking at the shops, whatever it is, clothes, food, homewares, whatever. Anyway, today I'm actually having a solo shopping trip because I want to go and start getting a few things, or at least getting ideas on Christmas presents. And I don't have to get many Christmas presents anymore because I normally just buy for Mum and Adam and Grace, my brother-in-law, and things like that. But I do want to go and have a bit of a mooch, and I need things like cards and wrapping paper, and it's very, very, very rare I get a day to myself to sort of concentrate on the things I need to do and sort out. So I'm going to do that today. So we're off to the shops, and we're not staying too local, so it's going to take me about half an hour or so to get there. But there's a great selection of shops where I'm going to, so I want to go into Homebargains and tkmaxx and Next, and there's a few places I want to go to today, and I need to get some other bits and pieces in Homebargains as well. So yeah, and the sun is out, it's lovely, it's a bit nippy at the moment, it's only about 12 degrees, but it's 9 o'clock and it's meant to be about 16 or 17 degrees today, but the sun is shining and it's not raining, so perfect shopping day. Let's go. So my first stop is Homebargains. Like tinsel has made a comeback. Good old 1970s tinsel. Look, I remember this when I was a kid. We used to have this on our Christmas trees when I was little. I don't know. No, I don't think I want to do tinsel. It's a little bit too bling for me. Although, look at this. Wow. Do you know what? Myla, Lenny and Albert, they'd have a fit. Interestingly, these are the trays that I got in B&M last week. They're exactly the same, and they're the same price, £3.99, so you can get them in Homebargains as well. The only difference is there's a different label on, and it doesn't say that they're made by Addis. They've got their own label on, but they are exactly the same and exactly the same price. So B&M and Homebargains are doing the same trays under a different label. Interesting. I'm looking down from
up in the sky. I don't like it. Go. I've been without you for all this time. Good God, I'm bent out of shape now. You got a body like a...
Right, so I've done home bargains. I didn't buy anything Christmassy, but I got some essentials, which I'll show you later. And I did find these by a company called Wickford & Co. And they're all Christmassy air fresheners for the car. So we've got warm apple and cinnamon, sugared fig and blackberry, and gingerbread. Oh, gingerbread. But do you know what? I'm going to go with warm apple and cinnamon first. I've had the Wickford & Co. ones before. They're really nice, but they don't last very long. That'll do. Let's take this one off. What have I got on at the moment? Oh, sweet cherry. That's been nice, but they only last about a week. 10 days maybe. But do you know what? That's got me in the mood for Christmas shopping. Right, let's go to tkmaxx. There. I'm in the zone now. I love this particular retail part. Do you know, it's always like wacky races around here. God alive. Oh, careful. God, oh dear, just nearly got one. Oh dear. Let's just park.
No, I'm looking down from up in the sky. I don't like it. Go. I've been without you for all this time. Good God, I'm bent out of shape now. You got a body like a model. You got a body that you always find. Open up a bottle, and baby, you can have whatever you want. You taste so sweet, I can't help myself. You like candy, you like liquid honey. You taste so sweet, I can't help myself. You like candy, you like liquid honey. Oh. We're moving places I can't control. I don't know how to be without you. I don't feel whole. Look what you've done to me now. You got a body like a model. You got a body that you always find. Open up a bottle, and baby, you can have whatever you want. You taste so sweet, I can't help myself. You like candy, you like liquid honey. You taste so sweet, I can't help myself. You like candy, you like liquid honey. You like liquid honey. You like liquid honey. No, you
feel too bad now. Christmas shopping in the middle of October. Because tkmaxx, it's got the Christmas music on. About it tonight. Successful trip actually. I bought a couple of Christmas presents for Mom, little extras. Haven't found anything for Adam and Grace, but the thing with Adam and Grace is that predominantly they'll want money, so that's fine, but I always like to get them a few bits and pieces, you know, like extras. Used to call them stocking fillers, but they're a bit old for that now, I suppose. And so I've got my wrapping paper and I've got my Christmas cards, a few other bits and pieces that I'm going to show you when I get back. So that's gone really, really well. I'm desperate for coffee, but I'm going to go and have one at home. I was going to have a Costa and I thought, no, because if I have a Costa, I'll be having whipped cream and cinnamon and goodness knows what else on the top. So no, I'm going to be good. Go home and have a coffee. And I'll show you what I bought. You know what we're going to do this afternoon? I'll tell you what we're going to do this afternoon. We're going to make pumpkin pie. Let's go home. Ooh, that was a pretty successful shopping trip. I shall show you what we've got. First of all, home bargains. Right. Hello, Myla. So, home bargains, we've got a few bits of different pieces actually. Right, I bought a new extension lead, a 4-socket extension lead. That's really useful at Christmas time with all the different lights and bits and pieces. But actually, because I had new broadband this week, I had to pinch one that was in Adam's room for that. So that's to replace sockets in Adam's room for whenever he comes home. Christmas, maybe. I got some of Home Bargains' own brand, if you like, whiz of the antibac laundry cleanser that you can also buy that's made by Dettol. I often buy Morrison's own version, and this appears to be Home Bargains' own version, which is less than half price of Dettol. It does exactly the same thing. It's absolutely fine. You can get that in a lavender scent as well, but this is the original. So it doesn't really have a scent other than fresh. That's the descriptive word for it, fresh. It's very good, and I do put that in most things as well. I got some Flora antibacterial wipes, and these are in winter spice fragrance. So, looking forward to those. Those will make the house smell nice and be nice and clean. I got some rinse aid. This is fairy rinse aid for the dishwasher. I sometimes buy, well, I buy all sorts of rinse aids actually, but I've used this one a few times and it does make your glass very, very shiny actually. That's a good one. And then I got, as you saw in the car, but I've left them in the car because I put them in the glove compartment, the fragranced air fresheners for the car. And by the time I came home from the shops, when I got into the car for the last time, so the air freshener had been in there probably for an hour or two, the winter spice scent overwhelmed me. It was very, very strong. They probably won't last very long because they don't generally, those little cardboard ones, but yes, it's very strong, very nice, very wintry. And then I picked up also 2 of these, the Lenore Crease Release, and I think these are great. It's the cheapest you can get them in Home Bargains. If I've got my receipt here, I'll tell you how much those are. They're $2.49 for 500ml, and Home Bargains is the only place I can find these at the moment. So if you know of anywhere else, do let me know, because otherwise, if you buy them off Amazon, They're about £8.49. So, well, it certainly was the last time I looked, which was a few weeks ago, and I didn't bother buying it off Amazon. So I bought 2. They do come in other fragrances as well. This is the Lenore Spring Awakening. I think they've got a yellow one, which is Sunny something or other. And there was a third one as well. I can't remember what that was. But I use these a lot on bed linen. I do tend to iron my bed linen, but sometimes if it's been dried well and it doesn't need ironing, once I've put the linen on the bed, I then spray a bit of this on, and it's great. It does get all the creases out. And if I'm hanging up some wet blouses or shirts to dry, I spray it a bit with this before they dry as well, and that's really, really good. So, and it smells lovely as well. So that gets rid of some of your ironing time, I find. Now, tkmaxx was next. Now there's a couple of nice little bits and pieces here. Now this is going to be for my mum as a little extra Christmas stocking filler, if you like. I got her 3 pack of 3 tea towels in a very nice festive snowflake design, and they're actually made by Ralph Lauren. Should I do that again? They're actually made by Ralph Lauren. So, New York. These were $7.99 for 3. So that was pretty good. Doesn't have a price, as sometimes tkmaxx do put on. Doesn't have a recommended retail price on it. But I thought that was nice. Mom's got thousands of tea towels, but she's got some really old ones, and I desperately tried to get her to throw them out or use them for cleaning the house or something and get rid of them. But she's a hoarder. She doesn't throw anything away. So I got her some nice special Christmas tea towels. That was the first thing. I picked up some very nice Christmas cards, a little bit of a selection. These first ones, there's 10 cards of 2 designs inside, and they were $2.99 for 10, so not too bad. But it's got the snowman, the famous film The Snowman. So you've got the 2 different designs on there. I thought they were really cute. Magical Christmas wishes, it says, and sending you special Christmas wishes on the other one. I thought they were really sweet. I love the snowman. And I picked up these ones, which were $5.99 for a pack of 16 recycled Christmas cards. And they might look a bit silver on camera, but they are silver and blue. So they've got a little blue leaf in them, and they're quite shiny and sparkly. 16 of those, so they're going to be really good for neighbours and perhaps people at work and things like that, so they're sweet. I did make myself a purchase in tkmaxx, and I found a very nice new apron for the kitchen, for cooking. Now this was $6.99, and it's got on here a recommended retail price of $19.95. It's grey with a white stripe through. Very nicely made, lovely material with this sort of browny beige, what do you call them? Ties on them. So that's nice. And I must get into wearing an apron more when I'm baking, because I forget to. And I've got a lovely one that's a plastic one that I've had for years with Harrods on it. And I have had it for years, and it's starting to get a bit faded and stained, and so I thought, no, I'll treat myself to a new apron, and that means I'll get doing more cooking and baking. Yeah. Then went into Next, and the only thing I got in Next is something I always get in Next. Mila's hanging onto the ties of the apron. Thank you. We won't play with that. Thank you. I always get my wrapping paper in Next, always, have done for years. If I've ever diverted, I think last year or the year before I did buy a little bit from the White Company, but it was very expensive. Beautiful quality paper, but unless you've got the right sellotape, it was such good quality paper, the blinking thing wouldn't stick. So anyway, normally I always buy Next wrapping paper, have done for years. It's super quality, not the cheapest wrapping paper you can buy, but there's always some sort of offer on. And the rolls are really thick. You get a load of paper for your money. And with this one, you also get raffia ribbons and tags. The offer on this was 3 for 2. So I've had 3 packets for £15, and they are 9 metres per roll, and the raffia ribbons are 4 metres, and there's 2 of those, and there's 8 tags inside. And you can't quite see the design on this, but there's a little Christmas soldier on one, snowflakes, and then we've got drums and holly, but I've gone for grey and white. I don't know whether that's subconscious thinking of my colour scheme for this year. It might be whites and silvers, maybe, but this might sound daft to you, but whenever I wrap my Christmas presents, which is pretty early on, because I do tend to get them pretty early on, and wrap them and put them under the tree, I use the same themed wrapping paper for everybody and for all presents under the tree, so that when it's displayed under the tree, it looks quite aesthetically pleasing. So I've bought 3 packets exactly the same, but you can mix and match. And there's all sorts of designs in Next. And as I say, they're super quality, not too thick that sticky tape won't stick to it, but not too thin that it rips as soon as you start trying to fold anything and wrap it. So I always find, have done for years, Next's wrapping paper is super. Then I had to go into Pets at Home, so I just got some cat food. I'm still using the catkin food that if you go back a few vlogs, you'll see that I started on catkin for the cats when I looked into cat food and started realising that the average supermarket cat food contains very little meat, sometimes only 3-4%, or fish, and the rest is cereals and grains and all sorts of stuff that really cats really shouldn't have. So I introduced catkin, which is super. They all like it to a degree, but my cats, like I'm sure like many others and of yours probably, are very fussy, and they do like a change from time to time. So while I still have an account with catkin, I'm not subscribing to them every month, and which is great with catkin because you can dip in and out and you can subscribe, or you can just buy a bit of a previous order, or as I've got 3 cats, there's 3 cats on the account, but I don't have to buy for 3 cats at one go. I can buy for one or buy for the other and what have you. So I've still got plenty in of catkin, and I try and bring that in certainly 3 or 4 days a week. And in the meantime, and on the other days, I am still buying cat food, but I'm now buying it from pet shops, not the supermarket. And I'm trying to buy 100% natural or really high meat content and grain free. So in Pets at Home, I managed to get a couple of different kitten foods for Milo. The first one is Applause, which is a natural cat food. This is kitten chicken, and it has 50% meat in, so that's not too bad. I got the adult version for Lenny and Albert, same in chicken. I'm sure that's just chicken, yeah, chicken, and that's in a broth. And then another one which they all seem to really like, which is grain-free and naturally very healthy, is the James Wellbeloved. And I got an adult cat chicken in jelly, and then I got a kitten turkey in gravy, which Mila loves. As I say, they're grain-free, and you get on average a really good portion of meat. So we've got in that one 70% turkey for Mila, and in the chicken it's 40%, but as I say, there's no there's also got cranberry extract in it. Oh, that's good. That's a good source of antioxidants, that is, for them. And also yucca extract is in all of these, which helps with odour control. And of course, Mila is still indoors and using the cat tray. So that was our solo shopping trip purchases for today. So I've done quite well. What I'm really pleased about is that I've got the cards and the wrapping paper and a little start on a present for Mom. So that's good. I'm going to put all this away. I've got my coffee, which I'm desperate for. Yummy. Oh, yeah, these Emma Bridgewater mugs that you know I love. I've got a Christmas set of those. Looking forward to getting those out, but I do only bring them out at Christmas. So you can't see those today. And I'm going to tidy up I'm going to put everything away, tidy up and have a bit of lunch. And then I'm going to put my apron on and we're going to get baking and we're going to do pumpkin pie. Right, so I've just started emptying my dishwasher. I've got a few things out, came back to get some more out. Myla, why are you in the dishwasher? That's a new one, isn't it? That's a new place for you. Oh, good job I saw it, isn't it? We're locking her in. Right, that's it. I've committed myself to making a pumpkin pie. To start, I am going to beat 3 large eggs. I don't worry too much about measuring, so I'm going to use half a cup of brown sugar and half a cup of granulated white sugar. A bit of a pinch of salt. I then add a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a teaspoon of ground ginger, half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, half a teaspoon of ground cloves. So preference depending on cloves, you can add little or more. You then need to add a tablespoon of all-purpose flour. I'm using shop-bought pre-sieved plain flour. And lastly, I add my 425 gram can of Bakeroo pumpkin puree. When making a pumpkin pie from scratch, you have a choice. You can either use pumpkin puree like this from a can, or you can make your own pumpkin puree by cooking a sugar pumpkin. The canned pumpkin puree will give you a consistently good result in your pumpkin pie, and making your own puree by roasting a sugar pumpkin or other flavourful winter squash like kombucha or butternut will give you a deeper and more interesting flavour. A naughty little bit of cream has gone into this as well. You can put a little bit of butter into it, but I find a little bit of cream works well. I didn't have any whipping or double cream in the fridge, so I've used a bit of squirty cream. Then it all gets mixed together. A little bit of a cheat today. I'm using shop-bought short crust pastry. But if you want to make your own pastry, you'll need 200 grams of plain flour. I always put a little bit of ground cinnamon in as well, which is optional, and 125 grams of butter and the 2 tablespoons of icing sugar as well. So I then just grease my new pumpkin pie dish, place the pastry inside and fit it all in nicely, cut the edges off to make it all even. Then you just go around and crimp the edges. And finally, you just add all your lovely pumpkin pie mixture to the pastry. Then this is ready to go into the oven. Mine is preheated to gas mark 7 or 220 degrees C. You cook it at this heat for 15 minutes. You then reduce the heat to 180 degrees C, which is gas mark 4, and cook for another 45 to 50 minutes, or till when you insert your knife, it comes out clean and clear. That's just come out of the oven. I'm just going to see whether it is fully cooked. I think I'm going to give that another 10 minutes. That should be perfect. That's it. And then I serve mine with a little bit of extra cinnamon and nutmeg sprinkled on the top, and lashings of cream. Enjoy. Well, this has come as a bit of a surprise. This wasn't meant to happen. But I was fine a couple of days ago. I've been so busy in one thing and another, as you've seen. But it would appear now I have come down with a kidney infection. So the last 24 hours have been pretty horrid, actually. But I've now got antibiotics from the doctor and they're starting to kick in. But it's knocked me about a bit. And this isn't our moment on the bed, by the way. This is just me in the bed, feeling completely sorry for myself. So yeah, I've got some antibiotics, drinking lots of fluids. I'm doing all things good. I'm doing all the right things. But I don't know why this has come about or how, really. I do get these from time to time because I've got a bit of a history of kidney problems, but I haven't had one for a while. And normally I can pinpoint a reason. Can't yet anyway. So I'm just going to chill out for a bit and I'll come back to you tomorrow and let you know how I am. So it is the next day and I'm not too bad, but I'm not feeling great, really. I did actually go into work today. I went early this morning and I lasted until 1:30. And at that point I was starting to fall asleep at the desk and I ache in my joints, a bit fluey feeling, can't stop going for a wee. So I gave it up at about 1:30 and I've come home and I've got a top and a jumper on. The heating is on at 25 degrees. So I've been stopped in my tracks, as it were. So good job I got out and about and did other things on other days. So yeah, but I'm not too bad. I'm definitely improved a little bit and it has left me very tired, actually. So time for a film and a bit of chilling out before I have something to eat. And Mila's quite happy to chill out with me as well. So that's good. God love her.
You melt the ice behind my stone cold eyes. I turn to ashes, but only just sometimes. Inhale your smoke, but you still act surprised. It's not my fault when we end up capsized. You call me crazy now, but you don't understand. I'm calling out to you. Can you hear a thing? 'Cause you lit the match that ignites the flame. I'm the TNT, but you're the spark to blame. And it's fire burning holes inside my brain. Feel the fire.
So good morning. It is Thursday and it is really early. I got up really early this morning because I'm actually quite uncomfortable. So I'm not convinced that these antibiotics that I'm on are going to be the right ones, actually. But it turns out yesterday my tests that I was having have been sent off to a lab for a further investigation as opposed to being dealt with at the GP surgery. So I was waiting on results that didn't come through and then I rang them up and it found out they've gone to a lab, so it's going to take a couple of days. So it could very well be that the antibiotics I'm on might not be the right ones for whatever bug it is I've got. And they're not kicking in now as quick as I would have expected. So it could very well be they're not the right antibiotics, but I'm okay. I'm very sluggish and very tired. and I do feel a little bit uncomfortable. So whatever's going on is still brewing about, and the kitchen is a mess, as you can see, part of it. So I need to get myself together a bit really. I'm going to the hairdressers this morning, so at least I can just sit down and chill out there. But after that, I do need a few bits and pieces. I just need a few little groceries to keep me going for a couple of days. So we'll grab Mum and we'll take her somewhere. And then I need to come home and do a bit of cleaning and tidying up. And then this afternoon, we might just chill out and, I don't know, might even watch a Christmas film. Do you think it's too early, 20th of October for a Christmas film? It's not, is it? No. 20th of October, we've got, you know, it's only 2 months to Christmas. Anyway, what I'm going to show you now, a couple of things that have come online this week that are super cute. And I think I've decided the theme for my Christmas table, which is in the kitchen. So I shall show you. Right, so I've had 3 deliveries, all Christmassy and all for my Christmas table to be. The first one I got was off Amazon, and all these I shall link the description and prices below. But I got 6 linen cotton napkins, and I really, really like to have cotton and linen napkins at Christmas. I just think it's a bit more special than the paper ones. Just looks nicer on the display. And these are hand embroidered with a nice Christmas tree on. The next item is from a company called Jonny's Sister. They have a shop on Etsy and they do personalised gifts. And this is a personalised table runner. So it has my name, my surname Johnson, and my children's surname. So we've gone for the 2 names on there. And it is embroidered both ends of the runner. So it goes the length of the table and both ends has the inscription on, and these lovely little, pretty little silver Christmas trees. And you can't quite see it on camera because it looks grey, but actually the embroidery is like a shiny silver as opposed to grey. I thought that was super cute, and it just personalises it a little bit for Christmas. I thought that was a bit different, and it also arrived very quickly within 2 or 3 days of ordering, so I was super impressed with that. Both of those came quickly actually. And the third item is this table centrepiece. It is from John Lewis, but actually I picked this up in my local Waitrose supermarket. Obviously Waitrose are part of the John Lewis partnership, and it is frosted mistletoe and eucalyptus scented candle. And I got this because I really liked it, obviously, but also it's not too big. I've got some absolutely beautiful centerpieces that I've used on my tables over the years, but the one I used last year was absolutely enormous, and it was just too big, and it had to be removed before the food was placed onto the table on Christmas Day anyway. So I thought with something a little bit smaller like this, it can stay in the centre of the table, and we're still going to have plenty of room to put all the food out around it. Right, so I'm up, showered, clean, makeup on, but I just feel so sluggish and sleepy. This is no good, but I'm off to the hairdressers now, so not exactly going to exert myself there. It's very rainy, it's gone very cold now. Here all of a sudden it's feeling very autumnal. So yeah, not like me to feel sluggish and unproductive, but sometimes you just can't help it, can you? So clearly done at the hairdressers. I love my hairdresser Donna, but she loves doing my hair curly. So every time I go to the hairdressers, you'll know on my videos because my hair will be curly. Anyway, I'm not too bad on the whole, but whatever this infection is, isn't going away, and I've got quite nasty tummy ache at the moment. So still not convinced I'm on the right antibiotic, still haven't had any results. I'm absolutely worn out. That's why you can see these black rings under my eyes. I get that a lot if I get a kidney infection. So I'm in the lounge. The central heating is on at 25 degrees, and I've also got the fire on, the television on, my candles. Me and Milo are on the sofa, and I'm a bit good for nothing, actually. It's very cold outside, foggy, rainy, and I was so chilled through again, sitting at the hairdressers. That's not good. So, all in all, this week is ending on a bit of a downer, but all things good. It'll go. We just need to get some results and figure out what this bug is and get it sorted. But in the meantime, I'm watching the news because our Prime Minister has just resigned. She's only been Prime Minister for 44 days. That's political history for you, isn't it? So here we are having our moment on the bed, and I shall keep it quite brief this week because this is a super long vlog. I think we've probably broken the record with this one, haven't we? It's really long. But that's what happens when you get a day to yourself to do some shopping and baking and one thing and another. It's been a really busy week. And I hope you've enjoyed this week's video. And if you have, please like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And if you like this kind of video and this kind of content, if you hit the like button, the algorithms on YouTube will also direct you to other YouTube channels that are very similar. So you get to see very similar content. So that might be helpful to you. And hit the notification bell, because if you do, you'll get notified when my new video pops up, which at the moment is every Sunday. I have been thinking about Vlogmas a lot this week. I'm actually now really looking forward to doing Vlogmas, but they won't be this long each day, the videos, but we'll probably aim to do, what should we do, 10-15 minutes, something like that each day. I think it's doable. I think we can do it. Let's do it. Albert has much improved today and still a bit sorry for himself, and is walking around a bit slowly, but he is walking on his paw now, so that's an improvement. I have significantly improved. I'm not 100%, but I have significantly improved. So carry on with the antibiotics, see where that takes me this week. I've got already some nice things to show you in next week's video, one of which is from the White Company, and I've adapted it. So there's a surprise for you. That'll keep you guessing, won't it? But until next Sunday, I hope you've enjoyed this week's video, and please come back next Sunday for the next load of shenanigans. And until then, stay safe, stay in the boat, and keep doing all things good. Have a great week. See you next week. Bye.
Like